Hey y'all, my name is Priscilla and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a TBR for you for the Queer Lit Readathon. You all know why you're here from the title. Round 3 is taking place from June 2nd to June 8th and I'm really excited to take part. This is a readathon that is hosted by Kathy and Rogan, and for this round they have a very special guest. Yvette from Book Cave is helping host this round and I'm super proud. And if you are somehow subscribed to me and not subscribed to Yvette, you should definitely go check out her channel. Especially, I'll point you in the direction of her recommendations video. She's my sister, so she is also one of my favorite people and my favorite booktubers. The Queer Lit Readathon also has a very fun, colorful bingo board that includes all the prompts for the reading tasks. And I had already an idea of the books that I wanted to read for this, so I don't really have a rhyme or reason for completing this board, but I will definitely tell you which prompts I am checking off and which books I'm reading. Okay, so one of the perks of having a sister that is also a reader is that I have 2 libraries and 2 bookshelves to choose books from. So she let me borrow Freshwater by Kweke Emeze. This is at the top of my TBR because I have been putting this off for so long, and it fulfills a lot of prompts for this readathon. So Kweke Emeze identifies on the trans spectrum. Yvette also recommended this book in her recommendations video, so it is a book recommendation. The author is a person of color. The main character is also a person of color. This is Own Voices, and the author is also new to me. So this book is terribly hard to describe. Most people say it's a surreal experience. It follows a young woman named Ada who is from Nigeria and has these separate selves within herself. And she comes to the United States and those selves start to become more powerful. And they talk to her, and that's all I really know. And that's all I really want to know going into this. The next book I want to read, well actually a short essay I guess, is De Profundis by Oscar Wilde. And this is a 50,000 word letter that he wrote while in prison for essentially being gay to his lover. And I've been meaning to read more Oscar Wilde for a very long time. I've only read A Picture of Dorian Gray by him. And I'm hoping that by telling you all that I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it this time. This is actually a short, cute little book that includes some of his select writing. I also want to read some more of those. And for example, this has the Decay of Lying, The Happy Prince, and The Importance of Being Earnest. So I'm hoping by telling you all that it will motivate me to read that along with the letter that I also plan to read. So Oscar Wilde. The next book that I want to read is a short story collection called The Pulse Between Dimensions and the Desert by Readathon. I have the ebook version on my Kindle. And and I also forgot, the Oscar Wilde I'm reading for the nonfiction prompt. But Readathon is an author that I want to read more from. I really enjoyed her debut novella called Itza, and this short story collection includes stories I think that are along the same lines within the same themes that Itza was. So a lot of horror, a lot of magical realism, a lot of stories about reclamation of self after trauma, and I really want to read more from her because I also see myself in her, which is the prompt that I'm fulfilling mostly by reading this collection. She identifies as Latinx, as Chicanx, and she of course is also queer. The next book, I'm reading a lot of novellas for this readathon, but the next book that I want to read is from Tor, and it's called Passing Strange by Ellen Klages. I hope I'm saying that right. But this is a book that my friend Kazan over at Always Doing very graciously sent me. So thank you so much for sending me this book to read. It is her traveling version where she sends to friends to annotate and make notes. So I'm definitely going to be writing a bunch of notes in here as I read along. And this is a story about 1940s San Francisco, and I think it follows 6 lesbians in this story. And I know there's some magical elements in here that have to do with the plot that I think that would be best going in blind. So that's why I don't know a lot about it. And I'm reading this to fulfill the prompts of historical fiction, fantasy, and rainbow cover because the cover is all blue. And the last official book that I have for this TBR is going to be Lot Stories by Brian Washington. And I am picking this up to fulfill the prompt that is fill in the blank, create your own prompt. And I'm going to be calling this the local author prompt because Brian Washington lives in Houston and he writes all about Houston in this little short story collection. And if I had known about this book earlier, I definitely would have included it in my most anticipated reads for 2019. So I've heard a lot of good things about this. And what I love most about this is that it is just so Houston. It just plays such homage to my city. All of the short stories, here's a map of the city, all of the short stories in here are named after either streets or boroughs within Houston. And it also follows, I believe, some queer Afro-Latinx main characters. So there are stories in here about Hurricane Harvey survivors, about a reluctant chupacabra, about local store owners, so many things that I just know I'm gonna adore. All right, well, that is my TBR for the Queer Lit Readathon. So if you are participating in the Queer Lit Readathon, please let me know in the comments down below. If you have heard or read from any of these books, please let me know that as well. I'm really excited to get to all of these books and to participate. So that is all that I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye!